halftime.
It is halftime right here on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250, 94.5 FM. I am James Pledger. Carl Schoening in the hole this morning. Rob Thompson also in the hole. He is on his way out to Colorado to check out the... Are you good?
Is it that one? Or is it this one?
What are you feeling?
I don't know. I feel like it's... Is it that one?
Do I sound off, Mike?
Yeah. Let me see.
That one?
No, you're right. My bad. It's just weird. I guess it's because we're right next to each other.
You're looking at me with like
I was
this
like,
look.
well, yeah, what's going on? I was.
Like you're hearing an echo or something.
I thought it was Edwin's fault. I was about to blame him. No, I'm messing with you, dog. What's up? Where's Rob and Carl? They chilling
They
Friday
out.
On a short week at that.
Yeah, 4-day week.
Come on,
they
Rob.
done.
Come on, Carl. No,
they
I'm
want
kidding.
it out.
It's all good, man. This is awesome. We could be stuck in some call center talking about this is Rudy Johnson. How can I direct your call? I did that for 10 years, so I can make fun of it. It was worse. I was depressed. I did Nationwide for 10 years. Nothing against Nationwide. It's just depressing being at a cubicle for 8 hours. So, you got to do 2 hours of sports talk radio extra. How dare I complain?
You want to talk?
I would
about
never
depressing.
complain.
When I first started here, when I was still part-time and doing weekend stuff, I worked at Target in the mornings, and then I come here in the afternoons. And
shout out to the
service is soul sucking, man.
Shout out to the icy and popcorn combo at Target. Oh, we got somebody else in here. We ain't even introduced my guy.
Michael
My bad,
Jimenez, Quattro, our Rock the Mic champ.
Wait, tell me why?
Fantasy Gods?
Who the hell is Quattro?
He's Quattro.
I'm Quattro.
Why?
He was our fourth Rock the Mic champ.
Quinn was 5.
So the OG, of course, is RJ Ochoa.
RJ's OG.
Uh-huh.
Well, yeah, RJ's gone on the bigger and better pasture. So
our number 2, that was Caroline Teague. She was the second champion. The trilogy was Thomas Mott. He won our 3rd Rock the Mic.
Is he the one that's in Atlanta now?
He's the one in Atlanta right now. And Quattro, our 4th champion, Mr. Michael Jimenez.
And AKA Fantasy God.
Fantasy Gods, Sunday
AKA
Sports Grill.
Fantasy God.
It was wonderful, man. I was having breakfast about an hour ago, and Pledger was like, "Hey, you want to come in and play with me for halftime? Check, please."
What are you doing? Breakfast an hour ago, bro? What kind of hours where you work?
He's working them good hours.
Yeah, like when you're doing breakfast at 11, like, bro, I need your job.
No, this is fun, man. Get to hang out with Pledger, get to hang out with Rudy J. Jeez, man. Like
I've
you
been
said,
with Pledger all morning. It's easy work.
I could be in a cubicle right now, like you said.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And instead, we're gonna be talking probably a lot of cowboy talk.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't really care if we do or don't.
I mean, we might get into some Twitter dissension between.
Yeah, I want to talk to it. Yeah, I got to talk about last night, man.
We're gonna talk about last night.
Let's talk about it. Set the table.
Your Twitter was a little bit different than my Twitter last night.
Set the table.
You had like a different kind of Twitter vibe going on.
Well,
we're gonna get into that because you came in and you were like, "Who is this dude?"
Yeah,
and I was like, "Really? You don't know?"
No, I'm old. No, I'm just now. It's just like I don't know. I don't know what the word is. I'm just out of touch with that one.
I got a Carl vibe from you when you asked me about that.
No, if I was Carl, I'd be like, no clue. You know how he does.
Theta waves.
With his hands up.
With the hands.
Oh, no. What else we got?
Of course, we're going to set the table. We've got
talk Cowboys for sure.
Huge NFL weekend. We're going to talk about some of our favorite games going into the weekend. Now that the Cowboys are off the board, we got to look forward to the weekend and other things than the red zone, because a lot of people will lock into the red zone, but not everybody has the red zone. So what games do you need to go find?
You're right. Not everybody has the red zone.
Where do you got to go to Twin Peaks to find this game? Someone that has the Sunday ticket, because some of these games this weekend are on fire.
Just roll up the Minix crib. You'll get food.
You'll get food.
You got red zone. We'll let you stay. Maybe let you take the Audi for a spin. I don't know.
I want to talk about, as long as we got a fantasy guide here.
We got to talk fantasy. I got questions because I lost Gus Edwards. I'm desperate right now because my running backs were already anorexic.
Yeah.
They just and then that happens to Gus Edwards. So yeah, I gotta do some trade talk or something. It ain't looking good.
Well,
and
Pledge is
getting his ass handed to him right now.
Oh, I'm fine.
Okay.
Yeah, two heavy hitters go off. I'm not even concerned.
He's playing somebody that had Dak and Gronk. Cisco, whose office is right behind us. He had Dak and Gronk.
Already 0-1. Your players haven't even played yet.
0-1. I got bullets in the chamber, my friend. I'm good.
He still got Justin Herbert.
Oh, I got a lot in that league. I've got Myles Gaskin as my flex. I've got, I think it's Najee Harris and Saquon Barkley or something as my running. Like I've got bullets in the chamber in this league. I'm not worried.
All right.
Ezekiel Elliott.
That's one of the things we're going to get into.
Is that your guy?
As we break down the Cowboys
we'll do that.
Back.
Let's do that.
We're also going to talk about other news in the NFL, including TJ Watt doing the most Watt thing ever to get an extension done. And this is why people love the Watts. And the Ravens, man, the dumpster fire that is the IR of the Baltimore Ravens and how they can possibly make the playoffs still when the AFC feels like it's going to be a nightmare. Just their division alone is going to be a nightmare to get through. But we'll start with the obvious. It is the Dallas Cowboys. They fall 31-29 to the defending Super Bowl champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers down in Tampa on ring night. Dak Prescott actually led the Cowboys down the field to take the lead with 1:29 remaining. So there are a lot, and I want to get this out. There were a lot of positives to take from last night's game. But I don't want to hear that it was a pass interference call that cost them. I don't want to hear that the refs were against them.
Well, you're going to hear it. Not from me. I'm just saying that's what they do.
Well, Cowboy fans need a scapegoat, and they jumped on Zerline real fast.
Well, they jumped on Zerline. They jumped on the refs. They said, the refs love Tom Brady. But I'm just one of those people that refuse to believe. There's two things to the refs cheated us guy, and it's fixed. There's two things to that. One, why do you continue to watch something that you feel is fixed? That makes no sense to me. If you really and truly believe that, like it used to be really bad when the Spurs would play the Lakers, because it's like, oh, they want the what is it? Big market team to go through. They need the Lakers for the ratings, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, so why are you continuing to watch it? That's like watching wrestling. Number two, I don't think the refs sit around and be like, hey guys, we got to help Tom. Like, I don't think they get together and say that.
Who had more penalties last night? Bucks or Cowboys?
I think it was by far, wasn't it? It wasn't even close, I don't think.
11 penalties for 106 yards. The Cowboys only had 8 penalties for 55 yards. So if the refs had it in for the Cowboys, wouldn't that have been flipped?
Thank you. But they'll flip that over there. But they did it in winning time. They know how to balance it. They know what they're doing. I just don't get that guy. Because I don't know why you would continue to watch if you really felt that way. And who moves the needle more than the Cowboys? Nobody. So why wouldn't they help them?
It's a great reality show, the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, it is amazing. And
it's not. I watched Hard Knocks. I tried to watch the reality show. It was boring.
Well, the true reality show, which is on the field, it's amazing because no matter how you feel about the Cowboys, whether you think that they're suddenly Super Bowl bound, or you think that they're not going to make the playoffs, or you think that they're on the right path or not, you can take away anything from last night's game and be absolutely correct in your thinking. And that's so much fun going into week 2, 3, and 4 of the season because, like you said, there's a lot of positives. There's a lot of negatives too.
Not a lot of negatives. I think when you're playing the Super Bowl champions and a team that returned all 22 starters and it goes down to the buzzer with a QB that hadn't played in 11 months, your star running back only getting 33 yards. Well, the one negative is, I will say, when you create 4 turnovers and lose, that's awful. But that's if there's such a thing, that's a good loss.
I'm going to go the other way with you on that. First of all, Zeke Elliott being a star running back, we sure about that?
Yeah.
We sure about that?
I'm positive.
Okay.
Well, when I say star, I don't mean he's a top 5 running back in the league. I'm just saying with his paycheck and with what they feel like he means to that team, that is what they're considering their star running back. But I don't think I would still put like a Kamara, McCaffrey, Derrick Henry. There's probably a few more of the guys that I'd put before him.
There's probably,
but they're not paying him to get 33 yards, is what I'm saying.
I'm looking at it this way. If you want to go the other way, the Cowboys played as well as they were going to play. Like, they had an A- performance out there. The Bucs played as bad as they could possibly play. Brady, who, I mean, he was throwing, ducks in the air that could have been picked off that weren't, right? He had a couple of interceptions. There was a 3 turnover differential between the two, 4-1. If you have a 3 turnover differential,
you
positive,
lose.
Well, yes, but the team that has
the positive
side wins 93% of the time.
No, you're right. I get that. But at the same time, you're playing the team. Well, the Cowboys are a team with a brand new defensive scheme. Their best offensive lineman is out. Their QB hadn't played in 11 months. And you're on the road, and it's Super Bowl ring / banner night. And
the Bucs played as bad as they could play and still win.
I don't think that's the best the Cowboys play. You also got to look back at what CeeDee Lamb, the drop CeeDee Lamb had in the first half as well. So I don't think they played their best football.
But they played very well. I mean, they played better than we thought they were going to play, right? I mean,
I don't think you can say you played well when you get 4 turnovers and you don't turn much of it into points.
They played as well as they could defensively. That was a great defensive effort.
No, defensively, I think defensively, I say B+ A- for sure. Yeah.
That was an A.
When you get 4 turnovers, yeah, you got to give them an A, I guess. 90.
Their biggest problem last year was they got run all over. Not just defensively, they were bad, but especially in the run game, they were especially atrocious last year. They cleaned that up. They buttoned that up.
They don't want to throw the ball 58 times.
But they did.
No, that's what I'm saying. So I don't see that. So I don't see how we can say they played well. They were forced to throw it 58 times because the run, I think they ended up with 40 yards rushing, something crazy like that. What's up?
You say they don't want to throw it 58 times.
No.
Are you sure about that? Because I want to remind you who is calling the plays here. We've got Kellen Moore as a kid who comes out of Boise State, and we've got Mike McCarthy, who his main bugaboo in Green Bay was the fact that he would forget about the running game when he was up there. So are you sure that they don't want to throw it 58
Maybe
times?
they want to throw it 55, but not 58. Not 58, but then Rob let me know this morning there were 2 games last year where Dak threw over 55 passes. So it's a fair question.
And I'm saying that only because it's like they didn't even attempt to run the football. Zeke had 4 carries in the first half. They had 7 drives. He didn't even get an attempt per drive. So that is mind-boggling to me, the fact that you're not even trying. And that game was never out of hand. It was never double-digit. It was a close game throughout. So I'm wondering, do they really even want
to run
the football?
They made no attempt
Great question.
to establish the run yesterday. And when Dak was healthy last season, they made no attempt to do it then.
So,
and
they
were 1-3.
Y'all telling me Kellen Moore and Mike McCarthy don't want to run the ball? Are y'all willing to, stamp that on September 10, 2021? Are y'all willing to sit here and tell me that they don't want to run the ball?
I'm saying
is that where y'all
stand? Points that way.
The evidence points that way because we're looking at 6 games. We had 5 games with Dak last year, or 4.5, and we had 1 game here. You take those 5.5 games, they did not try to establish the run once.
Now, in those, I can see I'm older than y'all, a little bit older than y'all. My memory doesn't serve. The Atlanta game, they were down big.
Sure.
Okay. I forget about how the other 3.5 games played out.
They were playing catch up a lot in those games, but they were close
enough,
and they just didn't even try.
Well, then I guess this is something I'm gonna have to keep I guess it's something we'll keep our eye on this season. If the trend continues, then that's a problem.
And I go all the way back to McCarthy's time at Green Bay. It
was the same thing.
Yeah, it was the same thing, because that was what was called into question about him, is you got to run the football in the playoffs if you want to win football games. And there was just a reluctance to commit to the run in any sort of way. And I'm wondering now, is that what is carried over here to Dallas?
Y'all might be onto something. Y'all might be onto something.
I understand it's a passing league, and if you want,
I don't know if it still is.
But if you want
to me, it's gotten more balanced. Like we went through a time where Breeze and Aaron, and they were just throwing it all over the place. And I've seen teams kind of start to revamp and get back to even Seattle. Last year they're like, oh, let Russ cook. And then guess what? That kind of phased out, and they were like, damn, we got to find a running game. It was too late. Tennessee, Panthers, like I think more teams now, even the Ravens, even with LaFleur going to Green Bay, much more balanced.
Buffalo.
Right.
Buffalo. There was a time where it was flinging and slinging, but I think we're getting back more to where it's not.
It's more tempo.
It makes 60-40. Yes, it's more of a passing league, but I still think teams are wanting to establish to run more.
And it's just run differently. There's not the bell cow backs. There is a stable of backs that you get
by committee.
You're getting it done with the Mike Davises and the Gibson and McKissick up in Washington. You're getting it done with Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb. You're getting it done with multiple backs instead of you're just turning around and handing the ball to.
It ain't 30 carries like a Sincere McCormick. Yeah. What's up?
Yeah. Well, Dak isn't dinking it anymore. I mean,
there's no dink.
That's the thing is that he's throwing it long. Tom Brady, you can have the exact same stats where it's like it's basically a run if he's tossing it 2 yards down the field.
That's how they run the ball.
That's how they run the ball.
That's how they run the ball.
Exactly. The Cowboys are slinging it. Dak is slinging it downfield 8, 10, 12, 15 yards.
They were on point.
They have the receivers for it. But the thing is, at the end of the day, you got to have the defense play you honest. And if you're not going to attempt to run the ball, then they're just going to throw four linemen.
Yeah, and I think it's also important to have a running game because you saw last night when you score a little too quick against certain people, you may, because the thing about it is the reason the running game is important because let's say you're up in the fourth quarter, a la the Falcons, 28-3. You want to be able to establish a run and burn some clock.
Right.
If you can only get 2-3 yards of carry, you're not going to be able to run the clock out. You give the team extra possessions. So the running game is important, one, in the winter, and two, if you do get big leads, you want to be able to eat up some clock.
And I'm glad you brought up last night in the run game and the importance of kind of run the clock and not wanting to, give somebody too much time because
here we go.
When I saw that Tom Brady was getting the ball back with a minute,
what was it, 20 something? Okay.
With one timeout.
You knew it was ball.
Kickoff.
Did you think to yourself ball game?
It was over.
Yeah. How much would you have bet that the game was over?
What do you mean as far as for Tampa?
Yes.
They were going to go win.
They were going to go down, kick a field goal.
Like we all knew it was going to happen.
I think I felt that way. As soon as I saw minute 20, one timeout, that's a eternity for Tom Brady.
Mm-hmm. So that's my question. 4th and 6. Would you still kick the field goal or analytically in your mind, knowing that Tom Brady is just going to take this ball down your throat in the first place? Do you go for it, try and take some more time off the clock with one more series, and then maybe kick the field goal and try and win the game that way? Because either way is a loss at that point if you don't convert or if you give the ball back to Tom Brady.
I think they made the right call. I won't go hindsight 2020 on them. I think I would have kicked it.
I don't want to go hindsight either, but if it was going to happen, this was the game to do it because you could have said
it's Tom Brady.
It's Tom Brady, but even more beyond that, Zerline has been off today. A 48-yard field goal is not, is not a chip shot, right? So you could have said that, and I think Cowboy fans would have been like, "Yeah, I get it," because Brady would have come back.
Like, I can't believe, I don't know,
because it wasn't taking points off the board or anything like that. I mean, it wasn't a 35-yard kick; it was 48 yards.
And I bring this up because yesterday on the Blitz, Jason Minix had an fantastic conversation with UIW head coach Eric Morris. And Eric Morris talked about his commitment to analytics. And it's more so that you do what the analytics say and you don't let your gut take over. And it's kind of like at a blackjack table.
I don't like that.
But
I'm sorry. I mean, and that sounded disrespectful to Coach Eric. That's not what I meant. I think at some point, though, the human, no matter how real analytics are, no matter how much they work, there's still human element and gut that has to go into it, in my humble opinion. But again, he's a D1 football coach. Who am I to question him? That's just my opinion.
And it's more about because it works. It works, but it's over time. Like you're not going to be 100% in that statistic. But what?
So you're always going to say the numbers tell me to go for it here. Instead of being like, but what about like you watching the game and feeling how it's going?
And there was a point last season where the analytics told him he had to let a team score so that he could get the ball back to go score again.
That sounds like some Kingsbury's type stuff.
But
he's from that tree, right?
Sure.
Okay.
But it worked. They went, they scored, and they got the ball back. They drove down the field, scored, won the game against Northwestern State.
And just last night, you're taking a look at the analytics. It gets heightened by the fact that Tom Brady is on the other side of the field.
And he just did this a few months ago in the playoffs to the Green Bay Packers, in which they kicked a field goal only to give the ball back to Tom Brady.
Now, that was stupid. They were down 4. That was stupid. With Green Bay not going for it.
And that was 4th and 9.
That was dumb. That was dumb. Like the field goal didn't really help them in that situation, I want to say.
Yeah, they were just hoping.
They were hoping that they could stop Tom Brady. And that was the end result of what the Green Bay Packers did. And if you look at that was also the end result of what the Dallas Cowboys did. You're hoping that you can keep Tom Brady from getting 40 yards.
Yeah. Carl Schoenen chiming in, watching from behind, but Cowboys didn't want to send their backs through the trenches against Tampa. I get it.
How many quarterbacks would you not want to see get the ball back? I mean, it's Brady by far.
Brady, Mahomes,
Aaron Rodgers,
Russell Wilson.
Probably the list.
I like Russ in the 4th. Dangerous is Russ in the 4th. That's another.
About the list though.
Yeah,
and it's so like bizarre.
And Romo.
Tom Brady is like the eye of the storm.
He ain't playing anymore.
I know.
Brady's like the eye of the storm in the sense that they're driving the ball down the field, and the offensive line, the receivers, the tight ends, the running backs, they're all frantic. Get into the line. And Tom Brady is just so calm and collected, getting under center. He looks so calm out there that you knew the game was over. I had a friend of mine text me going, how many, for the Cowboys to win, how much time needs to be on the clock? And I said 30 seconds, man, because 30 seconds, Cowboys can win this game. $130 ain't gonna happen.
No, and but speaking of Tom, I think Tiger's done it. Jordan, the greats, a big part of being clutch is, it may seem weird, but this is just me, reading and studying athletes for years, is breathing. And if you're going to stay calm and you're going to be, deliver throws properly, you got to control your breathing. Tiger Woods was great at that, walking from a great shot from 120 out to the green and controlling his breathing before he gets over the putt. So when you see Tom, kind of just
loose,
methodically, it's he's calm, but he's also controlling his breathing. Because if you're gonna overthrow the guy, you know what I mean? You may snap it at the wrong time, which causes a false start. So from reading about the greats over the years, it's just controlling their breathing, and that's where you see him just like, really like. And then you saw him shake off a call like he was a catcher last night. I don't know, it was about 30-something seconds left, and they were calling him. Then the play was like 3rd and 6, and he was like, no, that's not it. You know what I mean? And guess what they did? They let him do what the heck he wanted to do. So it took 20 years to get here. Tom Brady wasn't this Tom Brady when he won those first 3.
I'll tell you what I did like about talking about playing under pressure. Dak Prescott looked good in that final drive to get them into field goal position as well.
That's big.
I think we might be able to do away with preseason as a whole. Just go college style. I mean, because we were like, what's up with the shoulder? 58 throws, 3 touchdowns, 400 yards. I thought y'all said there was something wrong with this dude's shoulder. I think y'all were lying to us and y'all just didn't want to play him.
Chris Hernandez says it was on our Facebook live feed. And by the way, if you want to join us and chime in on the conversation, bunch of ways to do that. You can dial us up on the Kielbasa Bacon phone lines at 656-ESPN. That's 210-656-3776. You can watch us on our Facebook or YouTube live feeds. Just go to San Antonio Sports Star, subscribe, watch along, comment along with the show, or you can tweet at us. I am Pledger. He is at 210 Fantasy God, and he is at Rudy J _star.
Yep. I don't have
so
God
Chris Hernandez says he feels like the defense of every NFL team should have a book of written rules on how to face Tom Brady in the last minute of a game. How many times have we seen him do this? It makes me wonder how prepared teams
are prepared, but you also like you'd be surprised how fast. Like we're sitting at home, Chris. Like when you're down there on the sideline and you're Coach Mike McCarthy and you're Kellen Moore, you got 35 seconds to make a decision, which is quick. That is quick. So at that point, like they're like, oh, well, why don't we just take our time? Like, dude, you're just trying to make a play. You're just trying to get yourself in position to win. Like, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that the Cowboys weren't prepared. They were in a tough situation, almost won that game. They're prepared. It's just when you're the GOAT for a reason. You can prepare all you want to. There's a reason he has 7 rings. You think they have 7 rings because people aren't prepared or because he's just better than everyone else?
Before the field goal to give the Cowboys the lead, on first down was an incomplete pass. Stop the clock. And I was there thinking to myself, did the Cowboys just give the Bucs an extra timeout?
Oh, I think you can say that. But like I said, at the same time, you're trying to win. I think the Cowboys went into that last drive wanting, I think Kellen Moore, they were like, yo, we're going to need a touchdown. I think they knew they needed a touchdown, so that's why you may see a throw. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I don't think they were playing for the field goal because they kind of know who that number 12 is over there on the other side. I think they went in saying like, hey, let's go down and score. Then it looked like they were going to score. So it's like, okay, let's dial it back a bit and we'll just kick the field goal. But, you know, it is what it is. Lost a great way to start the season.
This is halftime. That is Rudy J. That is Michael Jimenez. We are in for Carl Schoening and Rob Thompson. I am James Pledger, and you are listening to San Antonio Sports Star on 1250 ESPN San Antonio and 94.5 FM.
Rangers on the radio.
Here's the pitch and the ground ball left side. Diving Cobras, and he's got it. Throws to second in time for the force on Walsh.
It's San Antonio's favorite addiction.
And there's a high drive, well hit left center field. Way back at the wall, Lewis and Trammell, and it is history. A 3-run Jimmy Jack for Adolis Garcia.
Go ahead. Have another hit. San Antonio's Sports Star. ESPN, AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Prescription products require an online consultation. Restrictions apply. See website for full details and important safety information.
My husband's ED was affecting our marriage. When he first started experiencing ED, it was difficult for both of us. We didn't know who to talk to about it or where to get help. HIMSS was our answer. HIMSS connected my husband with a licensed provider online. He was able to get medication to treat his ED at a fraction of the price people pay for the name brand. It was delivered to our door, and guess what? Our sex life is back. It works.
Right now, get your first online provider's visit totally free when you go to forhims.com/love. Yep, free. No copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. Just the care you need.
Thanks to HIMSS, we got our sex life and our marriage back.
To start your free online visit, go to this exclusive address, forhims.com/love. That's forhims.com/love for your free online visit. forhims.com/LOVE.
Wake up to Wendy's and get a bacon or sausage, egg, and Swiss breakfast croissant for just $1.99. Made with fresh cracked eggs and served on a hot buttery croissant that's fluffy enough to sleep on. It's time to wakey. Hit the Wendy's drive-thru and get your bacon or sausage, egg, and Swiss breakfast croissant for just $1.99. That's a better breakfast for just $1.99. Only at Wendy's. We got you.
Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Third-party delivery prices may vary. Not valid in the combo.
Susan, I'm sorry I'm late. Traffic is terrible.
It sure is. But on top of that, gas prices have been skyrocketing. I can't believe how expensive gas has gotten recently.
Prices at the pump are up, but I never pay full price for gas anymore. I just use the free Get Upside Gas app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Get Upside app?
Yes, up to 25 cents a gallon cash back every time I buy gas.
And does that actually add up to anything?
Some months I make $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Get Upside app now.
Download the free Get Upside app now in the App Store or Google Play to save up to 25 cents a gallon when you buy gas. Use promo code PHIL for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's up to 50 cents a gallon on your first fill up. You can cash out anytime to your bank account, PayPal, or any gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Get Upside app and use promo code PHIL for up to 50 cents a gallon cash back on your first tank. That's code PHIL.
Pro football season's here, and pro roofers save valuable time with Beacon Pro Plus. Beacon Pro Plus works 24/7 for material ordering, order history, and automated promotion tracking, so you can get your favorite GAF roofing products even when working remotely. And now, order on Beacon Pro Plus and get a $175 gift card and a chance for a VIP pro football getaway. Gear up and raise your game with Beacon Pro Plus today. Build, score, and win at BECN.com.
Vaccines are not enough, and accurate thermometers are essential for everyone. COVID is once again a major concern, and fever is the key symptom for both the flu and COVID. An accurate thermometer, like the Exergen temporal scanner, is essential to detect fevers early and reliably. Studies have shown that non-contact thermometers are ineffective and therefore dangerous, as they create a false sense of security. Exergen is working with a single focus to ensure that everyone who needs an accurate thermometer can purchase one. Learn more at Exergen.com.
When you need an electrician, Hill Electric is available 24/7 for residential and commercial needs. If you're having to rework your office, let Hill Electric design your socially distanced space to ensure each workstation has the proper electrical needs. For over 35 years, the family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio. There is never a service charge and always free estimates. Call Hill Electric at 210-404-9074. That's 404-9074. Or go to hill-electric.com.
Take a break from the hustle. This is Halftime with Rob Thompson and Carl Schoening on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
You're tuned into Halftime right here on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM. Don't forget, tonight we got San Antonio Sports Star's high school football game of the week, as San Antonio Sports Star is under the Friday Night Lights for high school football, powered by Hill Electric. Tonight, Jason Minix and Kevin Brock will have the call of the Roosevelt Rough Riders and the Madison Mavericks from the GPS of Texas broadcast booth. Kickoff is at 7 o'clock, pregame at 6:30 right after the Blitz. Keep up with all the scores from around the area on 210varsity.com and sponsored by the San Antonio Express News. High school football here on San Antonio Sports Star is also sponsored by TSAOG Orthopedics, Smoky Mo's Barbecue, Stevens Roofing, Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds, and Central Builders Incorporated. Guys,
go Rough Riders.
Oh yeah, that's right. We got a former Rough Rider within our midst.
Yeah, class of 95, baby.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm 95 also.
From
Holmes High School.
Oh, okay.
You're a Husky? Nice.
Yes, sir.
99 Smith Valley Ranger.
Oh, y'all and y'all stupid rock.
You mean the awesome rock that gets set on fire and looks beautiful against the night sky as the sun setting?
Y'all set it on fire?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. We started lighting it on fire before big games. Like it's got to be a big game to light it on fire.
Oh, I got you. Gotcha.
Yeah,
that's cool. That's pretty cool tradition.
Yeah, and it burns and it's across the, as the sun set, and so it's a real cool look at night. But
what's up? Where are we going?
I want to talk about the other teams in the NFL, specifically since Michael Jimenez is here. I want to talk about the Baltimore Ravens. They, on consecutive plays, lost cornerback Marcus Peters and running back Gus Edwards. It's okay. Take a deep breath, Rudy.
I'm good. I'm good.
Are you?
Are you? I'm good. I'm good as it's going to get. Crying about it ain't going to fix it.
But they've already lost J.K. Dobbins to an ACL injury as well. They've lost linebacker L.J. Fort to a ACL injury earlier this offseason. They lost running back Justice Hill to an Achilles injury, and 3 of the running backs they lost within a span of 12 days.
Sounds like a groundskeeping issue, right?
Yeah, I'd be looking for a new groundskeeper, or maybe a whole new practice facility, like maybe put down some new turf, whatever it may be. There's an issue over there, but beyond that, they signed Latavius Murray to a 1-year, $2 million contract.
Le'Veon.
Huh?
I thought it was Le'Veon. They did sign Murray
Le'Veon Bell earlier this week, put him on the practice squad. They signed Deontay Foreman, put him on the practice squad. And today they have signed Latavius Murray to a 1-year, $2 million contract.
I can see him winning the job. He's already in shape.
Yeah. So Latavius Murray had a fantastic year last year.
You have a lot of experience with Latavius Murray being a Saints fan.
I am a Saints fan. He had a good season last year. Didn't want to take a pay cut. So they dropped him.
I agree with him.
That was dirty pool.
Yeah, especially the week before the season started.
Yeah, they did it because they figured, They waited.
NFL.
No, yeah, it is. That's what I'm saying. This is what they do. But they waited because they feel like, well, he'll know his options are limited. He'll just go ahead and do the reduction for us. There won't be an issue. And Latavius is like, actually, I've been taking care of my money my whole career. I'm not playing this game with y'all.
And that's what happens when you spend so much money on Taysom Hill. And you're going to get nothing out of it when it's all said and done.
Great point.
So, are the backs, any of the backs in Baltimore, worthy of a stash right now if you happen to have had Gus Edwards, or maybe if your running backs are just thin in the first place anyway, and you are looking for injuries around the league to maybe jump on someone? Are any of these backs worth anything?
Well, two of them from a fantasy perspective. Latavius Murray over the long haul. Okay, because he has the experience, and that's it. He has the experience because who else?
And
is
it was
there?
over 4 yards of carry last season.
Exactly.
And he caught the ball extremely well last year.
He did.
He blocks. He does it all. He's a big dude. He's a little bit smaller than Derrick Henry. He's a big dude.
He is
tough to bring down.
The starter this week is going to be Tyson Williams. Tyson Williams was undrafted in 2020, went to BYU, made the practice squad last year, was called up.
What's the guy's name?
Tyson Williams.
He's going to win the starting job over Bell and Murray?
Well, this
because
week
he's been there?
This week he is.
Okay.
Yeah, and actually, over the preseason, there was a lot of rumblings about how he was doing so well that Gus Edwards was gonna be challenged for that top spot. So it's not like they just fell back on Williams and that's that. A lot of leagues right now, he might be available in about half of them. Tyson Williams might be a good flex play, but I wouldn't have him as an RB1 or an RB2. But this is his job to lose.
Is Le'Veon Bell worth rostering?
Is he worth what?
Rostering.
Oh.
It's one of those things where
because we do know they use their backs. Like, it's not specifically like we're going to give it to this guy 25 times a game.
Right.
They have plans for their backs and they rotate them in and out. Gus Edwards has been a part of their package, and that was with J.K. Dobbins and Mark Ingram last season.
I just kind of question whether or not Le'Veon Bell has any juice left in him. Is it that he was behind a bad offensive line with the Jets, or was it, or is that the reason behind it? And if it is, then give him some run. I mean, he's on the practice squad right now. Obviously, he has experience, and that's another back that can actually catch a lot. I mean, historically, when he played for the Steelers. So that's a good stash right there. But that's why when it comes to fantasy football, I say this all the time. When you're filling out your roster, the last two rounds of the draft, and this is for future reference, or maybe you start doing it now. Why get a wide receiver 5 or 6 for your team when you can pick up somebody's RB2 who might become
the
RB1? That's why I got Justin Jackson from the Chargers and every team that I drafted on, because I knew Eckler was going to get hurt.
Not going to make it.
Yeah.
And he's already struggling to get on the field.
Do you think it's Justin Jackson there, or do you think it's going to be Josh Kelly there?
It could be either one, but one's going to get more than the other. But I think Justin Jackson has a more diverse game. Okay. And Kelly, Kelly last year actually did pretty well.
He did.
But I think
That's
Jackson.
why I asked.
I think Jackson has a little bit more to his game, a better pass catcher. He's fine. But Tyson Williams was somebody that I drafted in all my leagues this year because I had a hard time believing that Gus Edwards was actually going to be the guy. And now I have to look at it, and maybe Latavius Murray comes in. But that's the great thing about fantasy football, is that there's always somebody on the waiver wire that can improve your team.
Now, what does this mean for Lamar Jackson? As a man who, this is not a passing guy, who is now losing weapon after weapon after weapon in the backfield, and he's mostly known for being a rushing quarterback, and that's where I think a good chunk of his points come from in fantasy. What do all these running back losses mean in terms of his fantasy value? Is he going to be relied on more offensively to both as a passer and a runner, which is going to make him more valuable? Or is this really going to hurt his fantasy value and teams are just going to key on him more?
I would hope not.
Question.
I would hope not, because last year they toned it down a little bit. I mean, 2 years ago, Lamar Jackson was rushing the ball 15.
Ran for 1,200 yards.
Yeah, they don't want him doing that.
They don't want
to
do that. Yeah, I think he toned it down to about 1,000 yards last year, and I think that this year he's probably going to do less than that. Well, there's a 17th game, so it might rival that. I think Josh Allen's going to be the quarterback that probably would lead quarterbacks in rushing this year. But when it comes to Lamar Jackson, no, I just think that Lamar Jackson, they're trying to settle him in for the long haul, and he needs to be a little bit more of a pocket passer. So that's one injury that they cannot have there. Yes, he's losing his backs, and yes, he's losing weapons. But if Latavius Murray is coming in and he's going to be the starter, maybe week 3, 4, or 5 in the season, that's a better running back than Gus Edwards ever was. So I don't think they need to go crazy with the offense the first 3
But
weeks.
I think they have one of those offensive lines where it's plug and play, like kind of like when we saw with Mike Shanahan's tenure in Denver. Like he made 3 or 4 guys.
Scheme,
he made 3 or 4 guys studs. Like that wouldn't be studs in any other system. Any other system, those guys would be, there was a reason some of those guys were on practice squads elsewhere. It's just that zone blocking scheme for I forget the offensive coordinator's name, but Mike Shanahan and his offensive line coach. So as Alex Gibbs, it was their scheme. And I think the Ravens kind of, because they're so predicated around the run, even if it's RPOs with Lamar Jackson, that an offensive lineman, they'll all tell you they rather run block than pass block. So I think the Ravens, well, no matter who it is, whether it's Murray, Bell, or the other kid you just said,
Tyson Williams.
Tyson Williams, I think they could all have some success.
Now, one more fantasy question and then an actual Baltimore Ravens as a football team question. And the fantasy question revolves around, what does this mean for Marquise Brown? Because Curtis Samuel goes down, placed on the IR today. He's going to miss at least the first 3 weeks of the NFL season.
We're talking about the Panthers or Washington?
Well, he used to be Panthers. He's now with the Washington football team.
Right.
So
he's down.
Re-injured a groin during the last week of practice leading into the season, and he has now been placed on the injured reserve and will miss at least the first 3 games of the season. You have him?
Yes.
So I have him in another league, which is why I'm asking. So and it's a very short bench league that I have him in. So I went and picked up a Marquise Brown, who is available.
Oh, Hollywood Brown?
Hollywood Brown.
Man, hold on.
How do you feel about the Ravens passing attack with these injuries? And especially Marquise Hollywood Brown?
Well, I mean, I always say this about fantasy football. Somebody's got to catch the ball.
Exactly.
Right?
Usually it's Mark Andrews. Remember, they also signed Sammy Watkins in the offseason.
And he's the number 1, right?
Hollywood is.
I would say Hollywood would be the number 1. Sammy
Hollywood's
Watkins
too up and down for me.
Well, so is Sammy Watkins.
I know he is, but I mean, in Hollywood Little, like I know you had probably, it was a situation where I'm not like you took him first overall or nothing, but
I picked him up off the waiver
wire.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like,
I saw Curtis Samuel.
The fact that he was there off the waiver wire to me speaks volumes.
Well, it speaks volumes to the fact that Lamar Jackson doesn't necessarily air it out. I mean, he likes throwing it to Andrews. Hollywood Brown kind of goes into the slot, and he's that guy right there. Yeah, he's a deep threat. Yeah, for sure. And it's just one of those things where it's a good pickup there if he was still available.
40-yard touchdown bonus league. That's not bad.
I got Rob Thompson this week. Who do you got?
I'm playing Cisco.
I have no idea. I'm just.
Oh, you're playing Carl, aren't you?
Oh, I'm playing Carl.
Hey, quick fantasy question, because I brought this up on Twitter. I put a poll in. If we had to redo the draft today, would Ezekiel Elliott be a top 6 running back?
No, but in every league across the country, he went first round.
So is it like all right?
I mean, he still goes at the back end of the first round. I think
I think he still gets first round. 10. I think most people are feeling like, oh well. First of all, Todd Bowles is a wizard against the run.
And remember, number 2, Zach Martin, the best run defense in the NFL.
Yeah, exactly. Todd Bowles' defenses are always stingy against run. And then number 2, there was no Zach Martin. I think he still goes in the first round. Top 6, I don't know.
Would you be surprised if, I don't know, November comes around, we wake up and we think to ourselves, man, Zeke Elliott's washed up? Do you think that's possible?
No, just because if he's not performing, I expect it to be a lot like what I saw last night. I expect it to be underutilization.
But why? Why is he underutilized? If he is so good, wouldn't he be the weapon that you'd want to use?
I don't know. Ask every running back that went through Green Bay while Mike McCarthy was there.
If Christian McCaffrey was back there, if Dalvin Cook was back there,
you're comparing them to the 2 best in the league.
Okay, well, we can go down the line. We can name 10 other running backs out there. would they be getting more play? Would they be more part of the offense than Zeke? Or or Ezekiel Elliott's skill set? Maybe he's still good. Maybe he still has run, but maybe he doesn't fit the team anymore.
From what y'all explaining to me, I just feel like they don't run the ball.
Yeah, I think it's a schematic thing, and I think more so than him being washed, because he looks like he's in the best shape of his life.
Yeah,
he looks like he's in the best shape since his rookie season coming out.
I just feel like they yo, we gave you $160 million, we gonna throw.
Yeah, I think it was a schematic error. Just to pay him.
But Zeke's production every year for the last 5 years has gone lower and lower yards per carry.
Running back shelf life.
Remember too, since Zeke got paid, when they paid Zeke, it was Kellen Moore's first year as co-offensive coordinator with Jason Garrett. And then they fire Jason Garrett and they bring in Mike McCarthy. And then they have the offensive line injuries and they're playing from behind. Then the defense is trash. So he's obviously not going to get run there. Plus he dealt with COVID. And this year, so I think this is more of a schematic thing, because the fall off, and especially the precipitous fall off the last couple of seasons, is more due to scheme and circumstance.
I know what you're getting at, and it's not like it's not a legit question. I'm just going off of like, I don't think he's done just yet, but it's fair to ask.
I mean, how many teams would have a top 10? Let's go ahead and assume that he's a top 10 running back and not use him. That's the thing. Why, if he's good, why not use him?
I'll put it to you like this: if they decided for whatever, let's say he went out, got drunk, got arrested, and the Cowboys cut him, there would be 24 teams that would sign him.
Yeah, I'd like him in Houston.
That's how you gauge someone's worth. Like, of course, you're McCaffrey, you're Dalvin Cooks, you're Alvin Kamara. There's a few teams, Derrick Henry. Those guys, the top 5 guys, those teams aren't going to want them. But there's 27 other teams that would be breaking their neck to try and get Zeke.
Do you think that in a different system that he would be more fantasy relevant? Like, let's say you take Zeke and you go put him in Baltimore with Lamar.
I think Cleveland Browns, the way they do with Chubb and Hunt.
Yeah, then you know he's not washed.
They only gave him 4 carries in the first half, 11 for the game total. It's not like Tony Pollard had a lot of carries either.
But if you feel that way, Mike, then you don't think he's washed.
Well, I just think it's one of those things where you can be serviceable, you can be a starter, you can be good. I guess my question is maybe washed or is the wrong term.
Is he worth $96 million?
But is he elite? Is he
still elite?
Is he still elite?
That's a fair question.
That's a fair question, but I think
I don't think
got
so.
elite money.
There has to be a commitment to him for him to be elite in Dallas.
Right.
Like a schematic change in Dallas for him to be elite there again, or he needs a change of locations.
Because Bill Belichick would use him with Mac Jones. He don't want Mac Jones throwing it 40, 50 times.
No.
He'd use the hell out of Zeke.
Houston doesn't want to throw it. Don't want to throw it 40, 50 times with Tyrod Taylor.
Chicago Bears would use the hell out of Zeke. Detroit Lions. There's a few
I think
teams.
It's more about the scheme.
You're naming a lot of bad teams right there.
But that's what I'm saying. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. He would make them better.
I think Miami would love to have him.
He makes them better.
I think if the Cowboys were to level out their playing their offensive scheme where they're passing, say 60-65% of the time, they're gonna win. But if they're passing 70-80% of the time, they're gonna fall behind.
Well, okay, let them lose a few more games with Dak throwing 50-some times.
It's happened before.
No, what I'm saying, if they well, first of all, Dak has won the division 2-3 times with Zeke, twice with Zeke.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
under run first Jason Garrett.
Right. So what I'm telling you is if they keep going on this path where they're throwing it 50 times and they're losing, you're gonna have to go to them more.
I saw a great tweet yesterday. Don't know who tweeted it, but I thought it was funny. Said Cowboys have an elite offense with a bad defense, and if the defense plays average, they're going to do well. And he says Washington football team, elite defense. If the offense can play okay, they're going to do well. And that's basically it. Can the Cowboys defense play well? Because yesterday they forced a lot of turnovers, which was fantastic.
And they shut down a very good run game. That team ran the ball extremely last year.
But at the end of the day, they also gave up 400 yards in the air. 376.
That's like,
but 400 yards is the new 300 in the NFL.
But time out.
What I'm saying is,
if you shoot the ball 30 times and score 30 points, you're supposed to. If you throw the ball 58 times, you should get 400 yards. It's not like he got 400 on 25 attempts.
Yeah.
There's a lot of attempts. It's supposed to be 400 yards.
I like the fact from the Cowboys perspective, Cowboy fan perspective, and we talked about this before the show. that they went out there and got a lot of hustle plays that led to turnovers, punching the ball out. Man, at the end of the first half, I thought he was going to take it back for a touchdown. Oh my God, I was screaming.
I said this with you before the show and on the Saturday morning hangover last week with you as you were sitting in for Jack Thompson, who I wonder if he's going to be in tomorrow. I don't know. Anyway,
Matt, does he have matching outfits this weekend? Is that
he
what
might.
he's doing?
I don't know.
I talked to my wife about that. She's so anti-matching outfits. And
wait. Jack was wearing matching outfits with his lady?
Yeah, they got a matching peak camo outfit or something to wear out to the deer lease.
But it wasn't for like the day. It was like the whole weekend that were matching outfits, right?
Dang, y'all been busting his
2
nads
weeks.
for.
That was 2 weeks.
Y'all been busting his nads for.
Oh, yeah. But I said this, and the Cowboys feel like they have a mindset that they are going to take the ball away this year, and it was proven in this first game.
Well,
they forced a turnover at the goal line by a placed helmet on the ball. As they
if you watch Hard Knocks, it was a point of emphasis.
And you saw it at training camp, and y'all rebounded it to me. I saw it during the preseason. Even if they're not getting interceptions, they are forcing ways to get their hands on balls.
Chicago Bears started that.
In a way. The Bears were like that when the Saints won the Super Bowl. They were like that. Like, teams have a knack for forcing turnovers, and I believe this Cowboys team is one of those teams.
I want to see Micah Parsons play more. He was out there primarily on
but he was also out there looking for his mama. It was like, where am I? It was a couple times. He's like, where am I? I don't know. He was kind of got lost in the sauce, but that's to be playing Tom Brady. That happens. It's not on him. He's supposed to get turned upside down and around by the GOAT.
He's gonna be really good.
He's going to be a stud.
He is going.
He has Ring of Honor, Hall of Fame potential.
That is Rudy J. That is our fantasy guy, Michael Jimenez. I am James Pledger. We're in for Carl and Rob today here on Halftime. When we come back, what was going on Rudy J's Twitter last night? I've got to figure this out. And Rudy J does not know what the heck was going on. We're going to find out exactly what was going down in Rudy's Twitter feed last night, right here on Halftime. You're on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Saturday afternoons mean one thing: college football. Oh my God! Hear games from all Power 5 conferences all season long, every Saturday from San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM. ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
I'm James Pledger, and despite 403 yards and 3 touchdowns from Dak Prescott in his return from an ankle injury last season, the Dallas Cowboys will fall in a close one to the defending champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers in their season opener 31-29 yesterday. Sunday, the Houston Texans open up the season at home against the Jacksonville Jaguars with kickoff set for noon. In college football, 5th-ranked Texas A&M takes on Colorado at 2:30, a game you can catch over on our brother station, 550 KTSA and FM 107.1. 15th-ranked Texas heads to Fayetteville to take on Arkansas at 6 o'clock. The Texas Tech Red Bears take on Stephen F. Austin at 6. UTSA welcomes Lamar into the Alamodome for a 5 o'clock kick. And Incarnate Word will take on Prairie View tomorrow night at 7. While finally in Major League Baseball, the Astros take on the Angels at 7:10 tonight, while the Rangers take on Oakland at 8:40. I'm James Pledger for San Antonio Sports Star.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price to have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
New surveys show that Americans don't think vaccines are enough to protect themselves and others from COVID-19. 80% want thermometers used in public places to screen for COVID-19. 36% know that non-contact devices are inaccurate, and 60% would not recommend that friends or family members enter places that screen with them. To be safe, use Exergen at home, at work, and in public. It's the only thermometer proven accurate by more than 100 published clinical studies. Learn more at Exergen.com.
This is for the men who never settle, the ones who believe only quitters end a game in a tie, the type of guys who choose the bar with the biggest TVs to overcompensate for theirs at home. This is the Lodge mentality. This is Twin Peaks.
Listen up, sports bettors. This is Hall of Famer Warren Sapp here to tell you about my favorite sports book, BetUS.com. I only endorse one sports book, and that's BetUS.com. Just like me, BetUS is the Hall of Famer of online betting with more than 25 years in the biz. You need a sports book with integrity and longevity, and you need to know when you win, you're gonna get paid. You need a sports book that offers all the action to make every game feel like the playoffs. Call today at 1-800-69-BET-US. That's 1-800-MY-BET-US, and they will get you set up faster than I can run the 40. Nobody in the industry gives bigger bonuses than BetUS. I play at BetUS, and so should you. Now is your turn. Join now. Call today at 1-800-69-BET-US. That's 1-800-MY-BET-US. My favorite sports book, BetUS.com.
Join now and get up to 200% in bonuses on your first deposit. Call 1-800-MY-BET-US.
Tell them Sapp sent you.
Vaccines are not enough, and accurate thermometers are essential for everyone. COVID is once again a major concern, and fever is the key symptom for both the flu and COVID. An accurate thermometer, like the Exergen temporal scanner, is essential to detect fevers early and reliably. Studies have shown that non-contact thermometers are ineffective and therefore dangerous, as they create a false sense of security. Exergen is working with a single focus to ensure that everyone who needs an accurate thermometer can purchase one. Learn more at Exergen.com.
It's back to school time, so here's a lesson in big wireless hype. Flashy phone sales usually don't add up to actual savings. Graduate to Straight Talk Wireless. You can keep your phone, number, and 5G network. And for a limited time, get double the data for just $35 a month, all on America's best 5G networks. Keep your phone, lower your bill. It's a no-brainer. Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise. Requires a compatible unlocked phone and Straight Talk KOAOP kit. Double data ends 10/30/21. Standard 5 GB high-speed data on $35 plans redeemed thereafter. 5G capable device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary.
After 100 years of working in, living in, and supporting communities across America, Lowe's understands firsthand the promise of possibility. That's why, as part of its centennial celebration, Lowe's is committed to giving back to 100 communities in a big way. After receiving thousands of submissions, Lowe's has announced the 100 communities where we hope to make an impact, and maybe along the way, inspire others in those communities to give back too. To learn more about the community projects that have been selected, visit Lowe's.com/100hometowns and follow us at #100hometowns.
Hey, it's Rob with my good buddy Jack Overman from Service First AC Repair and Plumbing. Hey, Jack, when someone calls you for plumbing or an AC repair, can you fix it that day?
No sweat. With Service First AC Repair and Plumbing, we don't sweat the small stuff or the big stuff.
210 no sweat.
Injuries happen, so if you twist, pull, pop, or snap something, you need Dr. David Espinosa at TSAOG Orthopedics. Dr. Espinosa treats all non-surgical orthopedic injuries and has same-day and next-day availability. Telemedicine services are also available. There is no reason to be in pain. If you are hurting, visit Dr. David Espinosa at TSAOG Orthopedics. Learn more at TSAOG.com. That's TSAOG.com, or schedule your appointment by calling 210-804-5490.
We've got your free tickets to see every Dallas Cowboys home game all season long. Register to win now at sasportstar.com. Cheer on America's team on your home for Cowboys football. San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Hey, it's Greeny, and I've only got 10 seconds, so here's my plug. San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Hey, Greeny, you only have 10 seconds. I think we only left ourselves 10 seconds, too. Coming up here on halftime, I got Rudy's Twitter. We're going to find out what was going on last night in his Twitter feed, because he said he had a 50-50 wash of something. The Cowboys and Bucks last night did something maybe you expected. We're going to talk about that coming up next. Of course, more from the game and the college football season and other NFL games that you need to be on the lookout for this coming weekend as we kick off the NFL season. Remember, ESPN or San Antonio Sports Star is your home for the Dallas Cowboys, and we're giving you a chance to win Cowboys tickets all season long. All you got to do is go to sasportstar.com, click the link, register, and you could get some ducats to be going to a Cowboys home game this season. It's real quick and easy. Just go to sasportstar.com, register, and win. We're coming back here in just a second here on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Football in America is a special game, a unique game played like nowhere else on earth. It's a rare game, and the men that play it make it so. Lamb, Smith, Martin, and Coach Mike McCarthy. And today these men walk the gridiron with one thing in common, with one mission between them: winning. The Dallas Cowboys play here on the home of the Dallas Cowboys Radio Network. San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Central Builders Incorporated is a family-owned, award-winning general contractor headquartered in San Antonio. Since 1989, CBI has completed over $1 billion in construction projects, including large-scale remodeling, expansions, and ground-up construction. The award-winning CBI has also been recognized by the San Antonio Business Journal as one of the best places to work for the past 4 years, and Central Builders is hiring. Learn more at centralbuilders.net. That's centralbuilders.net.
Blake Stevens with San Antonio-based GPS of Texas. If you have commercial vehicles on the road, you're a target for personal injury lawyers. I mean, you're wearing a bullseye. Our system can protect you if there is an accident with proof of speed, video monitoring, even proof that your driver wasn't on his phone. Don't get hammered. Have real proof that you weren't at fault by installing our GPS camera tracking system. Call GPS of Texas at 210-587-7634 or gpsoftexas.com.
At CDW, we get that a cyborg assistant won't make your employees more productive from home.
Please, call me Brian. I can vacuum your dog.
That's great. But at CDW, we can design a productivity solution with Lenovo devices that offer fast, reliable connectivity to help your people manage their workloads the right way.
Can I have a human hug?
No. For technology that moves you forward, trust Lenovo and IT orchestration by CDW. People who get it. Learn more at cdw.com/Lenovo client.
Look, staying healthy isn't easy. Watching your diet, hitting the gym, avoiding stress. But a good night's rest helps boost your overall health and wellness. And it couldn't be easier. The new Sleep Number 360 smart bed senses and automatically adjusts to keep you both effortlessly comfortable. The result? You wake up ready for anything. Proven quality sleep is life-changing sleep. Don't miss the final days of the biggest sale of the year, where all smart beds are on sale. Save 50% on the new Sleep Number 360 limited edition smart bed. Ends Monday. To learn more, go to sleepnumber.com.
Hi, welcome to Smoky Moe's.
At Smoky Moe's Barbecue, we smoke our meats fresh, in-house, each and every day. We think it makes all the difference in the quality of our moist, flavorful brisket and turkey, and the mouth-watering tenderness of our ribs and pork loin. Got a crowd? We've got group packs and full-service catering. Up early? We've got made-to-order breakfast tacos. Find your store at SmokyMoe'sBarbecue.com and come see us for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Smoky Moe's Barbecue. The pit is lit.
He raids your fridge.
You're out of Barada.
Borrows your car without asking.
Scratches? What scratches?
He's your brother-in-law.
I'll pay you back.
He takes what's yours, and there's nothing you can do. But when identity thieves want to take what's yours, you can do something. LifeLock by Norton monitors your info and alerts you to potential threats. If you become a victim, they can help fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions at all businesses, but you can save up to 25% off your first year at LifeLock.com using promo code NEWS.
Let's just take that out of your mouth.
At Ping's Pre-K, the growing enrollment is no play date. She needs more teachers certified in early childhood development.
Is it nap time yet? Lunch?
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. With Indeed Instant Match, we immediately show you quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed meet your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Prescription products require an online consultation. Restrictions apply. See website for full details and important safety information.
My husband's ED was affecting our marriage. When he first started experiencing ED, it was difficult for both of us. We didn't know who to talk to about it or where to get help. HIMSS was our answer. HIMSS connected my husband with a licensed provider online. He was able to get medication to treat his ED at a fraction of the price people pay for the name brand. It was delivered to our door, and guess what? Our sex life is back. It works.
Right now, get your first online provider's visit totally free when you go to forhims.com/love. Yep, free. No copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. Just the care you need.
Thanks to HIMSS, we got our sex life and our marriage back.
To start your free online visit, go to this exclusive address, forhims.com/love. That's forhims.com/love for your free online visit. FORHIMS.com/LOVE.
One team, one mission. KZDC, San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN, AM 1250 and 94.5 FM. Rob Thompson, Carl Schoening. Halftime.
For everyone.
Welcome into halftime right here on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250, 94.5 FM. I am James Pledger, sitting in for Carl Schoening, taking the mantle of Rob Thompson. I have Rudy J and Michael Jimenez. You can follow us on Twitter. He is at 210 Fantasy God, Rudy J at Rudy J_star. I am at I am Pledger. Lots of ways you can get us. Of course, we're 1250 on the AM, 94.5 on the FM. You can go to sasportstar.com, listen in the Listen Live tab, or watch us on our YouTube feed. Also, you can watch on YouTube or our Facebook Live. Also, comments along with the show. Guys, I am intrigued by what was going on last night in Rudy J's Twitter.
This is my social media period.
All of it.
Yeah. Insta. Twitter,
Facebook?
yeah, the whole nine. Well, not so much Facebook.
But
yeah.
You're saying that yours was split 50-50 on a Cowboys game night.
Yeah, so I'm on Twitter, and of course, when you're on Twitter during a Cowboy game, brace yourself because they're all coaches. They all know everything.
So do we.
They all, so I'm like, I'm seeing a bunch of Cowboy stuff. But then, so I switch over to Instagram and I start seeing pictures of a concert, and I'm like, man, well, what, I know we gave away Pitbull tickets. I know that was in Austin. I ain't heard about no concert. And again, the only reason why this got my attention is because this stage was set in like the middle of the arena. You could just tell when it's not a normal concert, right?
Yeah, when it's big.
Yeah, it just felt big. And then I just kept seeing people that I know, like, oh, I'm here. Hashtag Harry Styles. And I'm like, who the FCC violation is Harry Styles, and why are people there when the Cowboys are on? Like, who is the guy that can pack the AT&T Center in San Antonio, which is a huge Cowboy town? Huge Cowboy town. Jerry Jones told me to my face how important San Antonio is to his Cowboys. Who can put 20,000 in the AT&T Center while the Cowboys are on? The first week of the season.
Harry Styles can.
Who is he? Who is Harry Styles?
Gonna be honest, I would have gone to that concert.
See?
I would have gone to that concert and just DVR'd the game, and I would have gone home afterwards
and
watched
not a
it.
Cowboy fan.
Well, yeah, I mean, even if
he's a diehard football fan, though.
Even if it was my Saints playing, I probably would have done that.
Whoa.
Because it's Harry Styles, man. Harry,
all right. So just as our friend on Freddie and Fitzsimmons decided to put a little memory to your memory.
Yeah, help me out.
Harry Styles, you know this the song Watermelon Sugar?
Yes.
You've heard that one?
Yes, absolutely.
That's Harry Styles.
That's Harry Styles.
And Harry Styles is probably even more so known because he came from the group One Direction.
I remember that group name.
That was also a big one that blew up. It was him, Liam Payne. Who else was in One Direction?
Niall Horan.
Niall
See,
Horan.
I don't know their names.
And the fact that I know that, my daughter, I'm going to play this back to her.
I like Niall Horan, though.
Yeah, he's really good. That's going to give me some credibility with my teenage daughter right there.
But time out. Was Harry Styles his name with One Direction?
Yes.
So he just had a cool name from the get-go.
It's like Justin Timberlake.
Yeah, it just had a cool name. So this guy's like, he was rocking the house.
He's legit. He is legit. Yeah,
he ain't no Timberlake.
Don't
go stop it.
I would say.
First of all, I don't know Harry Styles. I don't know Harry Styles from a pimple on the wall. He ain't no Justin Timberlake.
Well, Justin Timberlake
can he pull off a nipple patch off of Janet Jackson?
And here's the thing, and this is where I don't think he's Justin, because Justin Timberlake is a showman with his dancing and the
He's dating
way
Olivia
that he
Wilde.
gets in. Like he'll get in with the horns.
Well,
like,
Justin Timberlake did the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
Will
right.
Harry Styles ever get a Super Bowl?
Probably.
It depends. Is Timbaland going to produce his album? Because if so,
Yeah.
then yes, you're going to say that.
No, that helped.
Yeah,
that helped.
That helped. That was everything. I mean, Timbaland is a legend. I mean, from Aaliyah to.
But you think his kid could get a Super Bowl?
He's on the trajectory. Is what I'm saying. Because he's on the trajectory.
His first solo album blew up, and this last one has just.
And
when did this album
Grammy
come
nominations? Well, he was nominated for several Grammys this past year.
When did this album? What's his most recent album? 2020 or 2021?
Probably 2020.
Yeah, I think Watermelon Sugar. When did
So
that first start spinning?
Can I go into this album? I'm gonna go listen to Harry Styles this weekend.
Nice.
Am I gonna find any? What is it? Pop? Is it have any R&B undertones?
It's got a vibe. It's a vibe.
Okay.
It's good driving
Like,
music,
okay,
beach music.
Because is he's no Bruno?
No.
Obviously,
No.
he's no Bruno.
No.
So it's not because Bruno's album have soul to him.
Yeah.
Is there any is there any soul on
You know
Harry
what?
Styles?
A little bit more than you would think.
Yeah.
Really?
I'm not going to say he's
Okay.
a soulful singer, but I'm saying
I ain't gonna judge the cat. I want to check
it's
him
like
out.
Justin. Justin's got some songs.
He's
with
got some soul, yeah. But
Yeah.
Justin does pop too, though.
Yeah, Styles can dance.
That's what Styles does.
Because Styles
he's
has a pop. He has a pop audience to cater to. You know what I mean? Like
It's
he
a
said,
poppy R&B
right?
kind of blend.
Oh, okay.
You
'Cause
know,
I'm not even lying when I say once you said Harry Styles, the first person I thought of was that Prince.
yeah, Prince there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Stupid.
the Harry Styles is just that kind of guy. And I told this to my daughter the other day. We were talking a couple of days ago about Harry Styles. So I'm so glad that we're having this conversation. So she's at LSU and we're on FaceTime. And I told her, I said,
And she listens from LSU, doesn't she?
She does. I told her that
Gabby?
if I could have a friend that was a pop star, there's probably two that I would want to target as pop star friends.
Who?
Harry Styles is one of
Mm-hmm.
them, and probably Pete Davidson. Any of the SNL guys out there.
Which one is Pete Davidson?
Pete Davidson is the one who's gone from Ariana Grande to Kate Beckinsale to now dating Kelly Cuoco.
You know what?
Oh
but
my God.
But time out. You know who else? I don't know how they do it, but Nick Cannon has a great.
Yes,
he has
he
a
does.
great. He has a great roster, but he's also kind of corny.
So
Yeah.
yeah. Nick Cannon's he's corny, but like his corny is kind of funny. Like
You don't like Pete. You don't care for Pete
I
Davidson.
don't find him funny in the slightest. Like even his SNL skits, like I don't find him like
King of Staten Island is an incredible movie.
Is
That's a very, very good movie. But Bill Burr and Marissa Tomei are the ones that kind of
What do
carry
they
it.
see in Pete? Is it because he makes them laugh? Because he's a weird looking
I
dude.
don't know. I've heard interviews where it's something else that people
Oh, third leg.
Yes,
a little tripod action.
Tripod. Okay.
But Pete Davidson, Harry Styles, these Harry Styles just has.
I like
has that
some of the
face.
outfits I saw Harry had on at the concert. So is he
Yeah.
a style?
He's stylish.
Oh, okay.
Stylish. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of like
Oh,
who he
shoot.
was in the 90s. Like who was the Harry Styles of the 90s?
It was Timberlake.
Well,
Timberlake was the front man of the big boy group NSYNC, just like Harry Styles was the front man of the big boy group One Direction, and they both went
but
off.
NSYNC
and
wasn't
had-
90s. That was
Yeah, it was.
2000s.
Late 90s, 99,
Late
Really?
99.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I was in high school when it
Okay,
came out.
okay. Cool. My bad.
I know because I frosted my tips.
Yeah, of course you did. Of course you did.
Just the tips.
Just the
Yeah, I
tips.
just was like, again, it's the Cowboys in San Antonio. I'm like, who has the gall to go in San Antonio to go up against the Cowboys on opening night?
Harry Styles
Harry bleeping Styles.
was nominated for 3 Grammys this past 2021 Grammys. Won for Watermelon Sugar, which was the pop solo performance. He lost the pop vocal album and music video for the song "Adore You," which is a really good song.
Adore You?
Adore You was a great song. You're right.
I'm sure we played
Hey,
it. You
I appreciate
If we heard it, you'd know it.
I appreciate the education because I honestly had no idea. I've never heard of Harry Styles until last night. And again, I had just like what you said, there were diehard Cowboy fans on my timeline. I know they're diehard Cowboy fans that were at that concert.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things that which came first? Did they release this NFL schedule or did they release the tickets
Well,
to this
I know
concert?
the NFL schedule release is in May after the draft. So
So this concert might have been before that. So what would you have done?
But did we have concerts yet? Because remember, we were still just coming out of the back end of the pandemic.
Right, but
we were just kind of going back to work around this time.
There were some artists out there like Foo Fighters, Usher, who were releasing dates 9-10 months in advance, just hoping that it would be okay.
You could sell some tickets. Well, Usher just came off of an extremely successful residency in Las Vegas. But it just depends on the artist, because I'm no Minix, but I'm a concert guy. So it just depends on who it was. You know? Like if I could afford, like perfect example, let's say if I could afford Bruno. Because Bruno, I can't afford Bruno.
Yeah,
I do.
But if I could afford Bruno, Bruno's worth missing a football game over.
I do Bruno.
That's a performance.
You see, now you're.
But I don't. But Harry ain't Bruno.
I do,
but he's on the way.
I think I think you might be surprised because I haven't seen a live show, but I've heard they're insane.
Who, Harry?
Mm-hmm.
Yo, Bruno is on a different planet.
Bruno is. I would do a Justin Timberlake concert.
Yeah, I would
because
do Timberlake.
that is next level. And
I would do a Foo Fighters concert.
Foo Fighters, of course.
I don't even know Harry Styles, but he's way better. He's
John Mayer.
He's bad. He's way past Nick Lachey.
Oh, speaking of John Mayer, we're talking about our roster.
You do Mayer?
Oh, I love Mayer.
Okay.
John Mayer's roster
is nice. Oh. John Mayer has a nice roster.
This is a nice roster.
John Mayer has a nice roster. Well, anytime
John Mayer has a commonality on his roster with Harry Styles.
Well, see, the thing about John Mayer,
Taylor
Swift, yeah.
If he has you over, you're sitting on the couch. He sits on the coffee table in front of her with the guitar and it says, "I'm working on something."
I want you to hear this.
You need a towel. And he ain't touched it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like you said, if you could play guitar and sing, it's almost not fair. You
can look like that.
He looks like Kermit the Frog.
Look like, you know what I mean? If you can sing and play guitar, this is some, or piano. It's just some things. It's just like Timberlake's a cheat code.
Oh, he
can play any instrument. He's handsome. He's a scratch golfer. He can dance,
sing.
You know, like God was just like, I like this kid. God was just like, I like this kid. Here you go.
Oh, and by the way, we're gonna make you look freaking.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I can't wait for us to go to break so we can just call up YouTube some Harry Styles videos.
No, I'm gonna
He's
this
gonna
weekend
dive into this on his own.
I'm gonna look into it this weekend. I promise.
He's a man of his word.
I promise. I'm gonna look into it because I'm interested now.
Because Jason was calling him out about not being out at Hillsdale's last night.
And I showed up.
And he showed up. It was after everybody left, but
I got there right or late first, early second. I watched the whole game there. Minix left me at halftime. He's like, dude, I'm out. I'm like, oh, okay, whatever, bro. Rob was gone before the game started.
And all this big talk I heard all week long about, oh man, we're gonna go straight from the blitz all the way through to the end of the game, just didn't happen.
Because when it's really your team and you really got love for them, you got to coach from the couch.
Yeah.
Like, let's say it would have been the Bears and Rams. We probably would stay out there and had a bunch of drinks. But when it's your team, you feel like, I need to be at home so they can hear me
Bears
through.
and Rams, though, you would have had to be at home.
Yeah, no, I don't have to watch it at home. I'm not a big bar watch guy because there's always the guy next to you that wants to coach with you. But it is what it is.
I enjoy the bar atmosphere as long as you're with like
people that you know. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I can handle the random one person coming up, but then my roommate will run interference on that person after a hot minute. But like I'll go watch it with you and Jimenez.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I will enjoy watching the game out that way. But if I'm not gonna do it that way, I have to watch it at home.
I like NFL at home, but I like college football at
college
a bar.
Football at the bar
because it's like you can it's like 8 TVs, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it's not just that. Even my own team, like at the bar, there's just something about it. Like I remember watching a Longhorn game. We were out at Rupub last season, and place erupts.
Which game was this?
It was the Oklahoma game. It was Texas OU, so it was a huge game. And so usually huge games, you kind of want to be left to your own. But there's something about college football and the camaraderie and the atmosphere of being around a bunch of like people. And I remember after our draft, I went back up after I went and saw Shang-Chi that night.
Oh, yeah. You went back to
I went back to see the end of the A&M game. Dude, I saw Nate Askew there, former NFL player,
No way.
former tight end, former Madison Maverick. He was up there. Like, the place was packed. Everybody was going nuts. Nate was wearing his cowboy boots and kind of stepping
Really?
around. Like, it was
The Rue was a good
man.
atmosphere though because of 2 big screens.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
and
Three. I'm
up
sorry,
front,
my
all
bad.
laser
My
screens
bad.
too.
Yeah.
it's the crescendo at that place because you get there at 11:30, have some lunch. It's great out there. Love
You're talking
the
about
food over
11:30 during the day.
there. Yeah, but
Okay.
but during the morning, afternoon, it's it's pretty. There's a lot of space there, but as the night goes on, it gets more and more and more crowded. Turns into a nightclub
Dude.
atmosphere after a while.
So last night, there's a former Spur in the building. I don't know if he wants people to know where he was at, so I won't say his name. But
All right,
like,
what does it rhyme with?
oh,
what years was
so
he?
he's chill.
If he was out, like, then he.
Yeah, I
people
know that. So he was out with his wife and stuff, but regardless, this is not the point. The point is
I
he's
wanna know
chilling.
now.
He's chilling. Nobody's bothering him. Minix is like, I'm going over. I'm interviewed. I'm going over to say what's up. And I'm thinking, bro, don't do this. You know what I mean? Let the man chill. He's chilling. He got his hookah. He got his wife. He got a few people with him. Don't do this.
Oh
And
yeah.
sure enough, in Minix fashion, dude, Minix he has something. I don't know what I'm just getting. He has that something that where one, he don't give a damn, which is important. 2, it's just like, dude, he goes over there, it turns into a 30-minute conversation.
He's a schmoozer.
The guy sending them pictures to Minix's phone, like, oh, I just went hunting. Look at all these pics. Minix has all these pics of the guy going hunting. They're exchanging numbers by the end of the conversation. I'm like, dude, he's a wizard with that stuff. Because with me, I'm just like, yo, man, the man chilling with his family. I ain't bothering him.
Unless it's Jaylen Brown on the beach at Nobu.
I was drunk. No. I wasn't drunk. I was buzzing when I screamed out for Jaylen Brown at Nobu. But yeah, Minix goes over there. It turns into a 30-minute conversation, and they're exchanging numbers and stuff. I'm just like,
and then he bounces.
No, he stayed for the whole game. Not Minix, but
no, yeah.
I
was say Minix bounce.
Yeah, Minix bounce. Like, oh, my work done is here. Minix is there on a mission. You know what I mean? Meet business owners, talk to former athletes, tell them to come on the blitz in a couple weeks, and get the hell home. Like right after that, he's like, all right, dude. Leave him with 9 Miller Lite sleeves, 9 Miller Lite koozies. You know what I mean? He just went and worked his jelly and got the hell up on out of there. I tipped my cap to him. I said, you a bad FCC violation. You a bad dude, boy. It was a good time, though. I was at Twin Peaks yesterday. Then I went over to Hills and Dales. Like,
they have hookah at Hills and Dales now?
Yeah.
Wow.
You have to. If you want to survive in the millennial Gen Z, is it what it is?
Oh,
well, if you're outside on the patio, you have to have a hookah provider. Like, it's a part of the cool. Like, what female do you not see on Instagram or Snapchat dancing and blowing hookah smoke into her phone?
I know you're a cigar dude. You do hookah?
No hookah.
Can't do that.
No hookah. You get your cigar card taken.
Oh,
ooh!
I did not know that.
Real cigar smokers don't do hookah.
So that is a foul
That's
in the
a
cigar
foul.
world.
That's a foul in the cigar world. Like, I'm sure there's a foul in certain Marvel worlds. There's fouls in certain Saints worlds. Like, in the cigar world, we just don't mess with hookah. Not a real cigar smoker.
It's been a while since I've been to Hills and Dales. You said millennial, right? So
Gen
that's
Z.
Gen Z.
It's more Gen Z.
Okay.
The more Gen Z.
We're millennials.
Because it's a bunch,
Right.
I made the mistake. I made the mistake and went on a Sunday, and like all of them could have been my daughters or my sons.
I remember back in the day, Hills and Dales being the biker bar.
Yeah, they reformed it and it turned into something good. But I can't go on Sundays. I'm too old.
But
it's not for me.
That's one thing.
But now Pledge would have. But Pledge, 1, he looks young. 2, he has a young soul. Pledge would have a ball there on a Sunday fun day.
This is the thing, because
he would have a
my
ball
timeline
there
all the time. Sunday Fun Day is at Hills and Dales.
It's a movie.
It is Hills and Dales.
It's a movie.
Sunday Fun
You
Day.
been on a Sunday?
Never have.
It's a movie.
I mean, I've been on a Sunday, but I used to live in Helotes, so
it's
close
a
enough.
movie.
Yeah,
it's a movie.
I've heard it's a vibe.
Yeah, it's a vibe. It's a vibe for sure.
You walk in and go, there's a lot of talent in this place.
I didn't say talent. I think my wife.
Target-rich environment.
Yeah, yes. Like Pledge could have a blast there because again, he doesn't look a day over 28.
He's gonna wear a vest.
And his energy matches. He and he probably went in there. You know what I mean? So he needs to go.
If the Jameson is flowing, he'll be there.
Oh, y'all the J-Mo guys. That's right. I took J-Mo shots with y'all the other day, Saturday. I can do J-Mo, no pickleback.
Yeah.
No
Because we're
pickleback.
adults.
For real, right?
Oh, guys, I have a
Harry Styles turned us into a whole different.
That's fine.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that.
And the sad thing is, or the funny thing is that you're gonna come back next week and be like, dude, Harry
Harry's the
Styles is
man.
legit.
Am I gonna do that?
You are.
I hope so.
You're gonna come back and say 3 of the songs are really good, and then you're gonna probably say the rest is fine. I think that's.
But then
fine.
also there's gonna be people like, dude,
You're
yeah.
gonna add a
There's
couple
gonna be
of songs
people
to
like,
the
yeah,
playlist.
dude, we've been knowing that. You're late. Like,
Hey, better late than never.
for real.
Since this went off the rails, next segment we're gonna come back. We're gonna set it up because we'll talk Cowboys again before we leave, but I want to talk about the rest of this NFL weekend.
Yeah, let's
what
do
are
that.
you looking forward
Let's
to?
do that.
Because the Cowboys are now in the rear view mirror, and we have to look to Sunday. And if you're not going to Pitbull on Sunday, you're gonna be parked on your couch and you're gonna be watching you some football. And there are some games this weekend, whether it's Saturday or Sunday, as we kick off the NFL season. We're going to let you know what the best games of that bunch is going to be. That's all coming up right here on Halftime. This is San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
San Antonio Sports Star Pro Football Pick'em. Online at sasportsstar.com. Can you pick the perfect matchups all season long? If so, you could win $50,000. Weekly winners score gift cards to Pinkerton's Barbecue and the Mellow Mushroom. For official contest rules and to play, visit sasportsstar.com. Must be at least 21 years old to play this nationwide contest. One winner will be selected at the end of the season. The Pro Football Challenge from San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
I only recommend one sports book, and that is BetUS, betus.com. They've been around for 25 years. Longevity, it does, in fact, matters. Because BetUS has been around so long, that longevity proves integrity. You need to know that you're going to get paid, and I can tell you firsthand, they pay you timely and appropriately. You need a sports book that offers everything, including live betting, MMA, golf, horses, esports, and all those great prop bets. It is easy to join. I don't care if you're with another service. Jump in right now because there are bonuses to be had. 1-800-79-BET-US. Dial 1-800-79-BET-US. Warren Sapp says you'll get it done faster than you can run a 40, and I believe that. And when you do get yourself signed up, remember these letters, KZDC. That is us, KZDC. You mentioned those letters. There is stuff to be had, 200% in bonuses up to on your first deposit. Let me tell you, I have the experience in this. Nobody beats that. I bet at BetUS. You should too. Join BetUS.com today, right now. Start betting today, right now at America's favorite sportsbook. That is BetUS.com, where the games begin.
Working from home, you realize you don't have enough outlets or USB ports. Hill Electric can fix that for you. For over 3 decades, the family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio homes and businesses. From adding an outlet, fixing that fuse that always blows, or that flickering light, Hill Electric has the right service at the right price, and there is never a service charge and always free estimates. Call Hill Electric at 210-404-9074. That's 404-9074. Or go to hill-electric.com.
You love Zoom for video meetings? Now, choose Zoom to power your phone communications too. Zoom Phone works seamlessly within the Zoom app as your business phone system. Zoom Phone's secure HD audio and enterprise-grade reliability keep you connected to your teams and your customers. And it's easy to use on mobile, desktop, or desk phone. Empower your workforce with Zoom Phone. Zoom, how the world connects.
Hello? Hello, Mrs. Kuntz. It's the back left tire of your RV calling. Wanted to give you a heads up that I'm going to blow out on the highway later today.
Wait, what?
Says here I'm going to burst in the middle of rush hour.
Well, can we reschedule?
Sorry, our policy states that once we're scheduled to burst, we have to. We really pride ourselves on our commitment to blowouts.
RV owners can't schedule when things go wrong on the road. That's why there's Progressive, a leader in RV insurance.
You want a text confirmation when I burst?
Think I'll notice.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. Having some starting trouble? We can help you out. Let's start with a free battery test. If you just need a charge, we can help with that too. And if you need a new battery, we've got a wide selection of replacement batteries starting at just $79.99. And we're the only place you can find proven tough Duralast batteries, including Duralast Platinum with AGM and EFB technology. That's why we're America's #1 battery destination.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Claim based on data from the NPD Group 2020.
Hey y'all, I'm Grant Pinkerton of Pinkerton's Barbecue in downtown San Antonio. We only smoke prime meats with a blend of post oak and mesquite. Come see us for some of those giant beef ribs, tender brisket, and a cold big red. We have a Texas-sized bar, great selection of bourbon, and tons of local beers. I love sports, so we have plenty of screens to watch them on. We're open Wednesday through Sunday for lunch and dinner or until we sell out. Come early, come hungry, and stay late.
Your source to local news and sports in San Antonio begins with the San Antonio Express News. We've collected, written, and shown the stories that matter most to San Antonio. Look no further than the San Antonio Express News to continue to provide information and strength to the community. Whether it's on the field or on a court, we provide the ground local coverage. Go to expressnews.com for the most up-to-date high school and college sports coverage. Subscribe today at expressnews.com.
It's halftime with Rob Thompson and Carl Schoening on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
That's right. You're locked into halftime right here on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250, 94.5 FM. We're going to get you set for the weekend. But as we do, don't forget our Pro Football Pick'em is live at sasportstar.com. That's right. Football season's back, and so is San Antonio Sports Star's Pro Football Pinkerton, brought to you by Pinkerton's Barbecue. As you can go to sasportstar.com, just pick the winner of each and every game throughout the NFL weekend slate there on our page, and you've got a chance to win weekly gift cards from both Pinkerton's Barbecue and the Mellow Mushroom. So just go sign up now at sasportstar.com. Make your picks. Brought to you by Pinkerton's Barbecue and the Mellow Mushroom. Speaking of which, guys,
what up?
This weekend is going to be a fun weekend. It starts on Saturday, and then we get the NFL in full force effect on Sunday for the first time, and it is full force. We're going to have fans in Las Vegas. We're going to have fans in stands in LA.
Right.
Like things that we didn't get to see last year during the NFL season, and as we saw half-empty stadiums. That's not the case this year. And
you felt it last night.
You did.
You felt it last night, the difference in what the crowd
You heard
makes.
the Cowboys fans in that. Ooh.
Yeah, I'm like, damn, man.
Amari Cooper's making catches.
Like I said, I knew people at the Harry Styles concert. Then I knew 3 or 4 people that actually flew to Tampa
to go to the game.
I'm like, what am I going wrong in life? I'm not at the Harry Styles concert. I'm not in Tampa. What did I do wrong?
You just waiting on your tickets to go to that new stadium out there in LA. Check out the
I want to go check them out for sure. I need to go to Soldier Field first. I've never been to Soldier Field.
That's a cool vibe. That's a vibe.
Yeah, I've heard. I've heard Chicago as a whole is a vibe.
That Chicago as a whole is a whole vibe. Yeah. I will tell you that right now. As a man who went to Chicago and thoroughly enjoyed his entire trip there.
Someone visited Wrigleyville.
No.
Oh,
did not go to Wrigleyville.
Rush Street?
I went to
just downtown and you just walk around, right?
I went to Pequot's Pizza. Did some stuff there. Saw the L train, saw the bean in the middle. Went to Soldier Field, checked out the wharf out there outside Soldier Field, kind of over by there's an aquarium right there too. It is a really fun city to visit. But yeah, this weekend.
Football wise, like I told you a couple hours ago.
Let's start on Saturday. On Saturday. There are 2 games that I'm looking forward to Saturday.
Well, I mean, Texas, Arkansas. I mean, yes, I'm an old school cat.
That is one of them.
Southwestern Conference. I'm definitely going there.
I had season tickets to Longhorns growing up when they were in the SWC.
And the other one is Bama Mercer. No. Iowa State sexy to me.
That's the other one.
That's sexy to me.
Those are the 2 games on Saturday that I am most looking forward to. I want to see if Iowa State is for real after barely surviving against Northern Iowa in week 1. If they were just looking ahead to Iowa, or if I hope if Iowa State may just be down, overrated. And that makes the Big 12 even more open for Texas after you see Oklahoma also almost stubbed their toe in week 1.
Sure did.
So those are questions as a Longhorn fan, and that's why I want to see if Steve Sarkisian can start 2-0. I want to see if they can go in to Arkansas in a hostile environment. I want to see Hudson Card improve from week 1 to week 2 and see them do it against a future conference opponent in the SEC. I think that's going to be a very big thing, and I think the Iowa State game is going to be very big.
Yeah.
Not to be a degenerate, but this is the week of fantasy football and gambling.
Yes.
I'm sorry, BetUS.
We heard Rob earlier. Just a second ago talking about.
So the game that I'm looking forward to is Appalachian State against Miami. Miami's 0-1, 9-point spread. App State
+9 for App State, right?
Well, wait.
+9.
Are you looking at this as like a football game? Or are you looking at this as a line?
I'm looking at it as both.
Okay.
You know, well,
He's looking as a line.
well, both for two reasons. One, as a line, because I want to bet for App State to win outright, get 3-1 on my money. That's one thing. The second thing is that I like that whole David versus Goliath type of thing.
Is it still David versus Goliath?
Well, one's ranked and one is still considered to be a
group of 5 school.
Yeah, a non-group of 5. Yeah, App State. I mean, obviously they beat Michigan a few years ago, and they
a long time ago.
and they 2014. They win 7-1 last year, 7-1 the year before that. They are a solid program.
That's why I don't know if I call it David.
You're
versus
talking about a
Goliath.
hangover them with Miami because they were legit a ranked team last year. They were a ranked team this year, but they've got a potential Heisman candidate, Derek King.
I am betting for the odds. I want something to cheer for while I'm drinking Jameson with you, Pledge. That's
Are
what I
y'all
wanna
drinking
do.
tomorrow?
I
Y'all
mean,
going to Rue tomorrow?
Dude, last night was interesting
Yeah, I'm
because
probably getting it. For the Longhorn game. I'm going to get there later in the evening. It's at 6.
Last night was interesting because I had not only a teaser bet on the Cowboy game, which I lost because of the field goal at the end, but I had 15 prop bets going and I hit 11 of them.
Nice.
So it was good times, man.
So you believe in the Alabama hangover for teams?
I do.
That there's a hangover after you play Alabama.
I do. And it's just one of those things where, just because a team is ranked early on doesn't mean that they're any good. I'm a personal believer that no football team should be ranked.
Means nothing.
It means nothing. Why
You
have a
bite your
ranking
tongue.
system? Well, no, this is all because this is all media driven, media generated so that people have something to write about. But the fact of the matter is that rankings should not come out until week 4 because you know what's going on.
It means something to the teams that start in the top 4.
And not only that, it means something to you. It means something
Because
to
you
you
can
at
look
the
ugly early and only slip a spot or two and stay in the top 4.
Right.
It also plays a factor when you're picking the playoffs because it's like they played blank ranked opponents. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I feel where you're coming from in week 4, so we can see what's going on. That makes total sense. I'm not blowing you off.
So you take a look at it. I mean, LSU, wet the bed last week.
Where
for
your
example.
money goes, it don't look too good.
Oh, you know what? I am positive last Saturday. I was positive on Sunday, and I was positive yesterday. So you win some, you lose some. But, 2 steps forward and 1 step back is still 1 step forward. You know what I'm saying?
Amen.
So that's the thing about, being and I say degenerate gambler. I mean, the fact of the matter is that I'm really.
He means degenerate.
I allocate
15
myself.
prop bets is a lot.
Yeah, but they're all $5 ones, $10 ones. I allocate myself $1,000 a year for fantasy football and my
that's not bad.
My stuff. And if I go beyond that, I don't hit the ATM, man. I'm done for the year at that point. But typically, I ride it out to week 17.
Nothing wrong with that.
So we're rolling into our first Sunday with NFL football on this week. And as we roll on to the TV, there's a handful of games that I'm looking at very, very intently. And a lot of them involve playoff teams from last year, and some of them don't. Because I think they could be playoff teams this year. I'll start with the noon games. And my favorite one from the noon games is going to be Pittsburgh and Buffalo.
Love that game.
You got a possible MVP candidate in Josh Allen and a team that I believe is going to be a lot better this year. Even though they were 8-0 at one point last year, we looked at them and they were 11-0 at one point, I believe.
The Steelers? Yeah, I think it was like 11.
So they're a team that, while none of us believed they were that, like, they still were at one point.
Absolutely.
And I think they're better this year than last year. I think Ben, a full season removed from that injury now, as he comes back, you get Najee Harris, who I think is going to be rookie of the year type quality, to give them a run game that they haven't had since basically Le'Veon Bell left. and you've got the weapons on the outside and Chase Claypool and Juju Smith-Schuster and Deontay Johnson. Like, they've got weapons. The question is that offensive line. They just re-signed TJ Watt to that massive deal in which TJ usurped his agent, went to the owner's office and said, we have a deal. Forget what my agent says. Now I got to go work out. It's the most Watt thing ever.
Oh, yeah. My favorite game for the noon games, I actually got two of them. Chargers against the Washington football team. I want to see the Washington football team. It's a 1-point spread, but aside from that.
Do you think Buffalo's primed for a slide back this year?
What's that again?
Do you think Buffalo's primed for a slide back this year?
I don't think so.
I can see it like an even kill.
Yeah. I
meaning regular season, but I do feel like they're the contender to come out of the AFC. So,
agreed. If I had to pick a team that I think would win the AFC, it's Buffalo right now. They've got the defense. Obviously, Josh Allen, if he progresses the way that he's been progressing, the trend line is superstardom.
Mm-hmm.
So I like that. But the Washington football team, the reason why I'm interested in that game is because of Ryan Fitzpatrick. Is he going to be
Fitzmagic or Fitztragic?
Well, you know what? I mean, he's whichever one you get, right? The fact of the matter is that to win the NFC East, you probably need to have 10 wins.
Mm-hmm.
And is there going to be Is there going to be a team that challenges the Cowboys? And the Cowboys are already 0-1.
If there is one, is Washington.
Exactly, because they've got an elite defense.
Yeah, very, very much
so. Because they have that elite defense out there, I want to see how that game turns out. And I'm also interested in Trevor Lawrence's first game against the Houston Texans. We may be sitting here 48 hours from now with a 1-0 Houston Texans team.
Don't mess this up.
It's very, very, very possible.
That's true.
See,
my hot take is the Chiefs are the team for me that backslides.
Oh,
yes,
that's my
agreed.
Hot take. I think the Chiefs backslide, meaning I don't know if they make the AFC title game. I think Tampa Bay exposed some things.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought they rectified it in free agency.
Well, we have to see.
And the draft.
We'll have to see. I
Joe
mean,
Thuney's an all-pro guard. They went and traded for Orlando Brown.
The thing about it is, when you go to 3 straight AFC title games, that's 3 years of tape. Whether it be I'm not just talking about just getting to Patrick Mahomes. I'm just talking about getting a feel for what they want to do and what they do best. And when you come down to you start playing the elite teams, whether that be Buffalo, whether that be Pittsburgh, the Ravens, maybe the Cleveland Browns, they have a better feel of what you want to do and what you do best and trying to take those things away.
See, I look at it and I
think I think the Chiefs moonwalk.
The Super Bowl was an aberration for the Chiefs, in my opinion, because you're talking about losing your right tackle and left tackle the week of the game the week before. And then the guy that you switch from guard to out to tackle gets hurt during the game. It was basically the Cowboys.
It was tough.
It was the Cowboys' entire season of offensive line woes in the matter of a week for the Chiefs. And so they saw the issue and they rectified it, and they went gangbusters on rectifying it, man. They went and got one of the best available tackles. They went and got the best available guard. They went and drafted the best center. Like, they are getting Tardif back from taking the year off to go save people from COVID, the doctor that was an offensive lineman that sat the season out last year. Like, they're healthy, and I think they're deep on the offensive line now too.
And they have a good opponent this weekend, Cleveland Browns.
Yes.
So we don't know what's going to happen with, you talk about Fitzmagic or tragic.
Remember, they beat Cleveland with what was his name? They beat Cleveland in the playoffs with a backup quarterback because Patrick Mahomes was dealing with that foot injury.
Oh, was it Matt Moore?
It wasn't Matt Moore.
Yeah, I thought it was Matt Moore.
It wasn't Colquitt.
Okay, I can't remember.
Either way, I want to see what goes on with Kareem Hunt, because now he's with them for the full season.
Speaking of the Browns,
speaking of the Browns, that's going to be interesting.
And OBJ's back.
OBJ's back. Can Baker Mayfield go to the next level? That's going to be very fascinating to watch, because he has the weapons. What more does he want? He has 2 stud backs. He has one that's like thunder and lightning. He has one that can pound through, and he has one that he can throw to. So I'm fascinated by that. Miami, New England. is another game, the 3:00 game.
Yeah, that was my game of the week. That's what I told.
Miami,
said on
New
R&R.
England, absolutely.
I said R&R in the morning. That was my game of the week. Just so many storylines.
Mac Jones.
Yeah, Tua. Not only that, I mean, Tua's auditioning for them not to go after Deshaun Watson. You know, you got student and teacher with Brian and Bill. Tua's probably anxious to show why Mac Jones was behind him at Alabama.
Chad Henne, remember they went for it on 4th and 2 to seal the game against the Browns, and
that's right.
He called a pass play, and Tony Romo called it. Andy Reid had the call 4th and 2 with the game on the line with Chad Henne, a pass play, and he hit Tyreek Hill on that speed out.
Yeah, it's some good games.
That was gonna bother me. Yeah.
Bears, Rams. I like that for obvious reasons. But my game of the week, like you said, Mike, is Patriots, Dolphins.
Yeah, like you said, so many storylines. I want to see Tua is very interesting because he's that kind of quarterback that we haven't seen what he can do yet. We haven't seen.
No, he's coming off a hip injury that 10 years ago ended your career.
Right.
You know, and he was a rookie on top of that.
He's got some pretty decent pieces around him.
Right.
You know, and it's a relatively decent defense.
Right.
Going up against Bill Belichick, and I want to see, can Bill Belichick, have lightning in the bottle twice? He had Brady, but can he turn that into Mac Jones?
Mm-hmm.
From what I'm reading, he can.
I think he can, because it's not about turning him into Brady. It's about whether
Mac
Jones is.
Yeah. They're going to be a well-balanced team.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to ease Mac in the same way they ease Tom in.
I love me some, as long as we spin this in a fantasy way, I love me some Damian Harris this year.
Damian Harris, yeah, and Jacoby Myers as well. Someone's going to be the wide receiver one, so why not Jacoby?
Right.
It's fascinating with the whole dynamic with Belichick and Brady, because Brady went off and won one without him. If Belichick can do the same thing, and it may not be this year, maybe 3, 4, 5 years down the road, but that would be fascinating for him to do it again.
I got some breaking Dallas Cowboy news. We'll get to it right after this here on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Here's pitch. Double your power. Double your fun. Double your Rangers pleasure. The exclusive action happens here on the official home plate of the Texas Rangers. ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM. ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
In the NFL, the Dallas Cowboys fell in a close one to the defending champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Dak Prescott led the go-ahead field goal drive with just a minute 24 remaining, but Tom Brady took Tampa down the field to give Ryan Suckup a game-winning 36-yarder. Prescott went 42 of 58 for 403 yards and 3 touchdowns. Amari Cooper had 13 catches for 139 yards and 2 scores, while CeeDee Lamb had 7 catches for 104 yards and a score. Ezekiel Elliott was held to just 33 yards on 11 carries in the loss. Sunday, the Texans open up the season at home as they take on the number 1 overall pick, Trevor Lawrence, and the Jacksonville Jaguars, with kickoff from NRG Stadium set for noon on CBS. Finally, in Major League Baseball, the Astros and Rangers return to action after the day off as Houston welcomes the Angels into the juice box for a 7:10 first pitch, while the Rangers in Oakland to open up a series with the A's with first pitch set for 8:40. I'm James Pledger for San Antonio Sports Star.
It's that time of year again, and all eyes are now turning to football as teams are back on the gridiron. BetOnline.net is your number 1 spot for all the pro and college football odds and news this season. Get all the updated info on players, teams, and odds to help you with your new football contests, leagues, and new survivor pools. BetOnline.net is the fastest and easiest way to check in on all your favorite sports. Pro sports, MMA, championship boxing, golf, horse racing, they have it all. Bring the game home with BetOnline.net, your online sports experts.
Pro football season's here, and pro roofers save valuable time with Beacon Pro Plus. Beacon Pro Plus works 24/7 for material ordering, order history, and automated promotion tracking, so you can get your favorite GAF roofing products even when working remotely. And now, order on Beacon Pro Plus and get a $175 gift card and a chance for a VIP pro football getaway. Gear up and raise your game with Beacon Pro Plus today. Build, score, and win at BECN.com.
Joel, isn't it great being a local San Antonio company?
Sure is, my little buddy. Texas is the greatest place on earth. We're different and proud of it.
That's right, my brilliant boss man. We're different. We drive trucks, not scooters. We drink Lone Star, not Appletinis.
You're getting a little worked up there, aren't you?
We eat cow, not kale.
All right.
Tacos, not tofu.
You're really sticking with that food thing, aren't you, Dumpy Dingwall?
We're about freedom, not out-of-townism.
What?
Exactly.
Folks, you don't want someone to come to your house from a foreign country like California, do you? All of us at Quarter Moon Plumbing, AC, and Heating are proud to be your kind of people. We are local, love God, show kindness to everyone, and do business the old-fashioned way. If it's a little or big plumbing or AC issue in your home, we'll fix it and at a fair price. It's the Quarter Moon way. Call 210-651-5899.
Yes, Joel, us Texans are different indeed. Now, would you like a brisket crumpet? I have a spare one.
Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC. 210-651-5899. License number M13229 DACLA 000743458E.
New surveys show that Americans don't think vaccines are enough to protect themselves and others from COVID-19. 80% want thermometers used in public places to screen for COVID-19. 36% know that non-contact devices are inaccurate, and 60% would not recommend that friends or family members enter places that screen with them. To be safe, use Exergen at home, at work, and in public. It's the only thermometer proven accurate by more than 100 published clinical studies. Learn more at Exergen.com.
Okay, so you won't believe this. I mean, I sure couldn't. The deals at Kohl's right now, they're epic. I got the cutest fall tops from Sonoma Goods for Life for $10.99. $19.99 sneakers I can wear everywhere. And I picked up a Keurig coffee maker for less than $100. Amazing, right? I even got some Kohl's cash. So ready to break out all the layers and pumpkin spice everything. It's fall, y'all. Select styles sale on September 12th. Some exclude store or Kohl's.com for details.
Your goals, your future, your dreams. These things are none of our business. Your credit score, your true crime obsession, and whatever you were searching for at 1:15 a.m., that's really none of our business. Because your life is private, and unlike other tech companies, we think your internet should be too. Oh, is someone there? Oh, that's none of our business either. Protect your privacy online for free with DuckDuckGo. DuckDuckGo. Privacy simplified.
Hi everyone, Michael Kielbasa with Kielbasa Smoked Meats here. When you bring a package of our smoked sausage home, keep it simple. It's handcrafted in small batches and fully cooked, so you can just heat it up and enjoy. My favorite way to eat it is on a bun with mustard or wrapped in a tortilla. Try some from a store near you today, and if it's not the best you've ever tasted, I'll give you your money back. Guaranteed. Find Kielbasa at a store near you today.
Not all pizza places are the same. Mellow Mushroom originated hand-tossed, stone-baked classic Southern pizza. Not in the mood for pizza? Order a calzone, hoagie, sandwich, burger, or a mellow salad and see how care goes into every item on the menu. Take your pick from 24 draft beers and or handcrafted cocktails. And many of the pizzas can be made gluten-free or vegan. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 and Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
1, 2, 3. Live and local sports talk. To get you out the door, Rob Thompson, Rudy J, R&R in the morning on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Nothing but uppercuts, San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN, AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Welcome back to halftime here on San Antonio Sports Star. I am James Pledger, sitting in for Carl Schoening, along with Michael Jimenez and Rudy J. They're sitting in for Rob Thompson. I teased some breaking news before we went to the break. According to reports,
dog?
Michael Gallup is going to miss the next 3 to 5 weeks after straining his calf late in that Cowboys loss to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So the Cowboys are already dealing with the effects of some injuries as one of their top targets goes down.
Who took his place last night?
Cedric Wilson.
Okay.
Yeah, 3 catches for 24 yards. I mean, time for him to step up. You know, if you're going to get these injuries, Gallup looked good last night, by the way. He looked really good out there. He was opening up the offense.
What he does is he helps to take the top off and open things up for Amari Cooper and
Right.
CeeDee Lamb underneath.
I don't know if there's going to be that big of a drop-off going to Cedric Wilson. It is a drop-off, but I don't think it's going to be
The
as
reason it's a
dramatic.
bit of a drop-off is because now you can pay more attention and scheme 88 and 19.
No,
Because
agreed.
Gallup is like certified. Like nobody's going to be worried about Wilson.
But I think
Wilson, you're not game planning Wilson.
No, you're not going to game plan Wilson.
Game
but
planning
I think he's better than maybe the opposing defenses may give him credit for.
Yeah. Absolutely, but it's still a drop off, and you have to at least give your attention to Michael Gallup because of who he is as a player, where maybe the defense doesn't have to scheme and pay as much attention when Cedric Wilson is your guy threatening over the top.
Right.
Dak's still going to throw for 350 though.
And they didn't really get the and you got to remember they didn't even get the tight end involved, which they want to do. I saw that at training camp up close.
And Dalton Schultz did he did well involved.
Yeah, but I think it wanted to be even more. I think, like I'm talking about a 70 to 80 catch guy.
Cowboy fans, moral victories.
As we head into the weekend, we also have a trade in the NBA as the Los Angeles Lakers are sending Marc Gasol and a 2024 second-round pick and cash to the Memphis Grizzlies for the draft rights to Wang Jling.
Oh, we got 10 seconds,
So
20 seconds. Okay.
we got a little bit of time. I've got a clock here in front of me. We got 20 seconds.
Okay,
right now.
I was like, damn. Everyone's giving the baseball
He's giving us the
He's giving
wrap
the
up.
baseball signals over there.
Well third.
Guys, thanks for joining me. That is Rudy J. Michael Jimenez. You can catch him on Sunday with the Fancy Gods, 11 to 1. I'm James Pledger. Thanks for hanging with us.
It's that time. Buses, school zone, study hall, and the classroom. It's back to school. And to make it special, you have the chance to win $1,000 in San Antonio Sports Stars back to school giveaway. $500 for you and $500 to donate to your school. Register now at sasportstar.com. Powered by Aguero's Automotive Paint and Supplies. Good luck from San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Don't go through the fall months with that joint pain. Call QC Kinetics now. Regenerative Solutions are here bringing lasting relief from joint pain with no downtime, no surgery, no steroids. QC Kinetics uses natural biologic therapies that restore and repair damaged tissue in your knees, shoulders, hips, and back. Patients here are raving about the results. Hey, it's James Pledger with San Antonio Sports Star. Listen, you don't have to live with that chronic pain, and don't think surgery is your only option. Call QC Kinetics now and learn more about these exciting natural alternatives. You've heard football legend Emmitt Smith talk about QC Kinetics